Yo, what's good YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoop, back with the CPC Season 6 Week 6 matchup, and we're taking on Champion Juice this week, who is a replacement coach for the Sutopollet Swampers and Jack O. I actually don't know Juice's team name, which is unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure it's something weird. It's not like your typical team name or something like that. Anyways, he has inherited this squad, drafted by Jack O. Mega Diancie, Tornadus Therian, Slowbro, Gliscor, Roserade, Como O, Alolan Persian, Sylveon, Steelix, Luxray, Delphox, and the Coughing. Coughing's a pretty cool pick down there at the end. But yeah, pretty dope squad. He's got the Tornadus and Slowbro Regen Core. He's got Gliscor, which is a nuisance, Alolan Persian, Sylveon, which are nuisances. And then he's got things like Mega Diancie, Como O, Delphox, etc. So pretty threatening team in my opinion. But we've built a team that can try to combat that the best we can. And we've got Mega Gallade, Tapu Fini, Alolan Muck, Licky, Bronzong, Thundurus Therian, Silvally. We've got the Gligar, the Kartana, Haunter, and the Tortonator. So his potential Z-move users are Tornadus Therian and Delphox. And our potential Z-move users are Kartana and Haunter. So some threats on both sides. Definitely some threats on both sides, but yeah, I feel like we can definitely win this matchup, and we've prepped pretty solidly in my opinion. We'll go ahead and hop into the team here. So we've got Mega Gallade with just 4 attacks. Now I debated for quite a while on putting Taunt on this thing or Swords Dance, but ultimately decided these 4 attacks would be fine. And I would run more of a bulkier Gallade this week with quite a bit of defense investment, a little bit of SPDF investment. And I am quite fast. My opponent has mons that, Mega Diancie, which I want to speed tie with at the very least. And then, nothing else really in the speed tier that I can, just be outspeeding things like that. I guess I outspeed Delphox and other slow things like Como O and Roserade. But other than that, I'm going to be outpacing everything regardless outside of Tornadus Therian and, losing potential speed ties with Mega Diancie. So yeah, we got the Drain Punch, which hits things like, I guess it hits like Alolan Persian, Steelix, Luxray, and can always get me some health back, whereas Zen Headbutt hits things like Tornadus Therian, Mega Diancie, Sylveon, etc. And if it came down to it versus Mega Diancie, I wouldn't have to risk, missing a Zen Headbutt as long as I have the Drain Punch. So, and knock off and Ice Punch are doing literally nothing bouncing off of mines. So I've got the knockoff for the Slowbro, the Ice Punch for the Gliscor, and then Zen Headbutt hits things like Roserade and Como O pretty hard, like I was mentioning. So this defense investment allows me to take hits from Como O pretty comfortably actually, and Gliscor, like I can come in on an Earthquake and then take another Earthquake if he's Scarfed, and then bop back with an Ice Punch. Now that's if he's Scarfed Gliscor. I don't think that's the best set versus my squad, but it's a set nonetheless. And then enough SPDF investment to where I can take, if I'm at full HP, I think I can take a Hurricane from a non-Life Orb Tornadus Therian. If it's like bulky, I do expect him to bring a little bit bulkier set. However, I do have a check in the back for Tornadus Therian. Anyways, that being said, we can move on to our next mon, which is Alolan Muck, and we're rocking the Assault Vest this week. This week with the Poison Touch, knockoff, Poison Jab, Pursuit, and the Ice Punch. So nice coverage here this week, and able to run enough attack investment to where Pursuit is going to be able to knock out some things like Tornadus Therian after 2 rounds of rocks if it switches out, and it has no bulk, that is. And then to where Poison Jab is going to always 2-hit KO Mega Diancie, unless he's like max HP. And then Ice Punch is going to be able to 2-hit KO a max HP Gliscor, as long as it's not max defense as well. And then our defense and special defense investments, well, our defense investment is just there because we had 92 EVs left over. Max HP and 128 SPDF EVs allows us to take hits from Mega Diancie. We can survive an Earth Power after rocks pretty easily. Tornadus Therians, Life Orb, Hurricanes aren't doing that much, and we can hit back, get rid of its Life Orb, and potentially poison it as well. And then we can take hits from Roserade pretty comfortably as long as it doesn't have Hidden Power Ground, which we can scout for with Bronzong and stuff like that. And Yeah, this thing can also avoid a 2-hit KO from a Specs Sylveon, which is pretty nice. And yeah, that's basically it. And like I mentioned, Ice Punches for Gliscor. Pursuit can trap things like Delphox, which would be really nice for, like if he's potentially a Choice Scarf Delphox, I could get rid of that with Alola Muck to where Gallade can actually put in work with Drain Punches and Headbutt. Anyways, next up we have Bronzong with Stealth Rocks, Gyro Ball, Zen Headbutt, and Toxic. We have the Zen Headbutt specifically for the Como-O and the Roserade, and then Toxic basically hits everything else. I can't really hit Gliscor hard regardless, so it doesn't matter for that thing. I can get up my Stealth Rocks, my designated Stealth Rocker, and bop Mega Dynasty with the Gyro Ball. It also bops things like Tornadus Therian and anything that might want to set up some speed, such as like a Alolan Persian or maybe a Gliscor if it's like an agility set. And the Safety's Goggles is so that we can always come in comfortably on Roserade without fear of being put to sleep or anything like that by a sleep powder. But yeah, we've got max HP, 80 EVs in defense with a defense boosting nature, the Impus nature there, and the 160 EVs in special defense allows us to take hits from Mega Diancie for days, literally days upon days. We avoid a 2-hit KO from Hidden Power Fire as well. We can take hits from Tornadus Therian, Gliscor. If Gliscor is rocking the knockoff, we can take that as well, and just be a huge nuisance to our opponent's team. He can't, I think it's like a 4-hit KO with Spec Sylveon's Hyper Voice and things like that. And as long as Delphox isn't locked, you know, like I mentioned, Choice Scarf is in the OK set. He could bring a Z move. Like going into the prep, I overlooked the Z move Delphox, and I thought he would definitely bring a Z move Tornadus. And it actually slipped my mind during the match too, as you'll see. But if he was Choice Scarfed and locked into a Psychic type attack, Bronzong eats for days. And then I have enough attack investment to where I always able to Oko Mega Diancie after Stealth Rocks. I think I had to change this actually to a minus speed nature and 0 speed IVs to make sure that Gyro Ball was a guaranteed Oko after Stealth Rocks. But nonetheless, it does eat hits all day and will, you know, knock out the Mega Diancie after rocks. And now we have our Licky Licky, which is kind of our backbone for the team. It's, you know, Wish, Protect, Ice Beam, and Toxic with leftovers and very Spadef invested with the Oblivious ability so that we can't be taunted by things like Tornadus, Gliscor, Alolan Persian, and etc. I don't know if Delphox gets taunt, but it could be a taunt here. So, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it gets taunt, but I don't want to say that for certain. And we can Toxic things and then throw off Wish Protect, Wish Protect, Wish Protect. And this thing basically can't be broken by his team outside of Como-O or like Tornadus gets a hurt, like a Life Orb Hurricane into like an all-out pummeling. Could potentially knock us out, but then he has to, you know, play around with the Protect and the Wish, etc., and we could land a Toxic and then hit him with the Ice Beam, and then bada. And like I mentioned, we do have a check for Tornadus Therian in the form of Thunderous Therian with an Assault Vest here with Thunderbolt, Psychic, Flash Cannon, Hidden Power Ice. We have enough HP and Spadef investment with the Assault Vest to take hits from Tornadus Therian all day. We can actually take a Power Gem after Stealth Rocks from Mega Diancie. Well, we can't take a Diamond Storm, but if he runs Power Gem, we can take that pretty well. Thunderbolt bops everything except Gliscor, which Hidden Power Ice is, you know, gonna bop. And then Mega Diancie can also survive. So I've got the Flash Cannon there, nice take for that if we can catch it off guard. And then he has Roserade and Hidden Power Ice, not quite strong enough to break that, but we can throw off the Psychic and bop that as well as hitting the Coughing as well. So that's pretty dope. And we have enough speed investment. What is our speed investment here? To outpace Roserade, I believe. So that's pretty dope. And we can potentially come in on Luxray's Wild Charge or Volt Switch or anything like that and get our Volt Absorb back. And this thing can also, you know, another Wish recipient from Licky Licky, you know, tripling up with Bronzong and Alolan Muck as Pokemon that really appreciate wishes in this match. So next up we have Kartana, which is our Choice Scarf variant. I think this is the first time we've brought Choice Scarf Kartana this season. But yeah, rocking 3 attacks and defog with the Beast Boost. And we'll be getting a Beast Boost in attack, I believe, because our attack stat is our highest. So once we knock something out, we'll get an attack stat raise and just be a monster. Kartana rips. It's base 181 attack. Fucking neuters defense. Leaf Blade, Smart Strike, Knockoff, and Defog. So very, very potent thing here, and you know, can use Knockoff to get rid of items on things like Gliscor, Roserade, Como O, things like that. Get rid of potential items on Steelix or Coughing or Delphox or anything like that. Like say Delphox is a Choice Scarf variant, and I can't knock him out with Leaf Blade or Smart Strike at the end game, but I can at least get rid of his Choice Scarf, let him knock me out, and then revenge kill him with something such as Mega Gallade or something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the prep, and we'll go bring up the replay, and we'll be right back. Alright, so here we are with the replay, and my opponent chooses to bring the Delphox, Roserade, Sylveon, Tornadus Therian, Gliscor, and the Slowbro. No Mega Diancie, no Como O, no Sylveon, or no Alolan Persian, excuse me, no Steelix. So interesting team my opponent brings here. But like I mentioned, I feel like we're adequately prepared to take him on. So yeah, let's just go ahead and hop into the team preview here and see what's going on. My opponent only brings one possible Stealth Rocker, which is Gliscor, but he does bring a Spike and Toxic Spike Setter in the form of Roserade. However, we do have Defog on Kartana, so we don't mind Toxic Spikes either. And our team's not really rock weak outside of Thunderous Therian, which is more of a defensive role this week anyway. So let's go ahead and hop into it and see what he wants to lead with, as we're going to lead off with our Bronzong, which is our designated Stealth Rocker as well. And we could have been able to exchange rocks with the Gliscor, as well as taking a knockoff if we had to, or anything like that. I feel like the lighting's a little bit bright. Let me know in the comment section about that. But so he's got the Tornadus Therian in here. And what I'm going to do is just going to go ahead and I think just throw out my rocks. I don't think I'll throw out the Toxic. I think that would be a waste of a turn. Just going to throw out my rocks here on this turn, and then I'm going to switch out to my Thunderous Therian, which is my my designated check to the Tornadus anyway. So maybe should have went into it to begin with, but we're going to throw off a Hidden Power Ice here because it catches the Roserade and the Gliscor on switch in. And he actually, takes it pretty well. Takes the Psychic too, and then throws off the Leech Cities. We're going to switch out into our Bronzong here. I'm going to take this opportunity to set up our Stealth Rocks once again, as this thing can't put us to sleep, and we can just get our rocks back up, pretty comfortably there. And now he's going to switch back out into our Tornadus Therian, as we're going to double out into Mega Gallade. Not really double, but we're going to switch out into Mega Gallade as well. And he's going to actually defog on my Mega Gallade. I could have probably knocked him out there with Ice Punch. But yeah, so he's going to actually leave this thing in and let Thunderous Therian take him out. So interesting play there. And he's going to go for the Hyper Voice. And here he reveals Choice Specs. And I'm not going to be able to get my rocks back up, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I can go out into a Alolan Muck and damage this thing a little bit. I go for the knockoff, predicting the switch out into Gliscor. And I wanted to get rid of its item. But he's actually going to stay in and let Sylveon lose his Choice Specs, which was crazy because he would have died to Poison Jab as well. So on the following turn, I'm going to click the knockoff once again, predicting either Slowbro or the Gliscor to come out. Yet again, he stays in. So now I'm finally getting fed up, and I'm just going to click that Poison Jab here, realizing, he doesn't care about Tornadus, he doesn't care about Sylveon here. And now he brings in the Delphox and goes for the Flame Charge. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. It's not Choice Scarf like I expected, but what I can do is I can go into Licky Licky and Toxicate and see what's going on from there. Since Tornadus had revealed Defog, I didn't expect it to be a Z-move user, but I actually overlooked Delphox as a Z-move user anyway. I didn't see it coming, and he's going to be able to throw off a Fire Blast there, a very, very powerful Fire Blast. And here I can take another Fire Blast, and I don't want to protect and let him Calm Mind up again. So what I actually did there was just wished up again, so I could take the Fire Blast and wish up. But he reveals the Z move and knocks us out there. So we're going to be able to revenge kill him with Kartana anyway, so it's not a huge deal. And we're actually going to go ahead and try for the +1 knockoff on the Slowbro, as he chews it up pretty well. We're going to go for it once again though, and we're going to get rid of the Toxic Orb on Gliscor, which is really, really, really nice. and we're going to hard switch out into Thunderous Therian. We can just fire off a Hidden Power Ice here, and now he goes into the Slowbro, and we know the Roserade's coming back out, but we're just going to Hidden Power Ice again instead of, Psychic, just in case he stayed in, or went to Gliscor. Hidden Power Ice was the best play. Had I maybe went for the Psychic there, it may have been a rat with Thunderous Therian coming through here. He's going to get a critical hit here, which is going to change the outcome of the game. I'm an Assault Vest variant of Thunderous Therian, so even with the Technician boost, that does not knock me out. It don't. It don't knock me out there, and he's able to pick up the knockout there, forcing my hand with the Gallade. I have to go into Gallade early here. I'm just going to click the knockoff. It knocks this thing out, gets the best chip on Slowbro, and here's where I'm regretting not having Swords Dance, or, well, he reveals Foul Play, so I don't regret not having Swords Dance. Excuse me. I regret not having Taunt, as I could have left this thing at a really, really low amount of HP, or, have kept Gliscor from, well, actually, if he goes into Gliscor, I just click Ice Punch. But had I had Taunt here, I would have been able to leave him low, or actually been able to remove him from the game whilst also keeping my Mega Gallade, and then being able to knock out the Slowbro and the Gliscor. So, actually, I would have had to bypass on one of these moves on Knockoff or Ice Punch for this to actually have worked out. Or I could have bypassed on Drain Punch and actually with the Zen Headbutt only. Here, I go into Kartana thinking that I'm going to be able to get the 2-hit KO, or the Oko here, and that my Kartana would be in range to survive a hit from Gliscor. But as you're going to see here, at +1, Kartana is not able to knock out the Gliscor, and wasn't able to knock out the Slowbro from full either, which is insane. The Slowbro is just too damn fat. It always has been. But yeah, it's going to be a nice 1-0 loss there. Unfortunate. I definitely, after Tornadus and Sylveon went down, and then Delphox was setting up, I never felt like this game was possible of losing until Slowbro didn't die, and then was able to survive a hit from Kartana as well. I felt like there was, in every scenario, I felt like I always got an Oko with Kartana, and then whatever came in the following turn was always going to die as well. It's not what happened. My buddy here is going to be able to pick up the victory. Juice is actually a really, really solid player. One of the better players, in my opinion. And it was really fun to face him. This is our second time facing off, and we're now 1-1 versus each other. So hopefully looking forward to that rubber match. There's a lot of rubber matches that I'm looking forward to, and this is one of them. So yeah, good luck the rest of the season, buddy. Hope you're feeling great. And then yeah, hopefully we can pick up a W sometime this season. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be it. Let me know what you thought about the battle, the prep on both sides of the field. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.